Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I made a machine learning model that writes original poems and take you step by step through my process. Specifically, I used this model to generate sonnets for my English literature class and was surprised by what it came up with. Watch until the end for some examples. First, we need some poems to train our model with, so I navigated to a massive poem database called All Poetry and selected the sonnet category. I chose sonnets because they have a recognizable pattern, rhyme scheme, and are extremely common. Now, instead of using an actual database like Kaggle or an API, I used the most powerful tool known to man. I added about 40 sonnets to a text file and manually inserted an end of text token after each poem to let the model know where each sonnet ended. I may have violated data science best practices by employing convenience sampling and a small sample size, but as Pablo Picasso said, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like a programmer. Okay, I added the last part. These poems are roughly representative of the sonnet structure, I hope, and while many of them are about springtime, I think that's actually beneficial because we're currently in the midst of spring as I speak. So, now that we have a sonnet dataset, let's train a machine learning model. I'm going to use a natural language processing model called GPT-2, which is completely free to use and was created by OpenAI. A data scientist named Max Wolf made an awesome tutorial on how to use it, so I'm going to use his scaffolding on Google Collaboratory and connect to one of Collab's free hosting GPUs, which will supply processing power to train our model. First, connect to a runtime. Next, upload the Sonnet dataset to Google Colab. Then, run the required imports and download the GPT-2 model. GPT-2 has several different size models, all of which were trained on millions of web pages by OpenAI, and they generate text by repeatedly predicting the next token or word in a given sentence. For time's sake, I will download the smallest model. Next, define the Sonnet dataset file location and start fine-tuning the model. Since I have such a small sample dataset, only 40 or 50 so sonnets, I'm going to train it with 100 steps. This will ensure that the model doesn't overfit to the training data, which means it won't repeat word for word what the training data says. While the model already has a rough understanding of the English language, fine-tuning it on these sonnets will make it more likely to generate text in the format of a sonnet. Now that the model is done training, you can save a checkpoint to your Google Drive so that you can resume training or generate text from there. However, I've already done this, so I'm going to copy my checkpoint from the Google Drive, first mounting my drive, and then starting a session and loading GPT-2 from there. You can either just generate text with preset parameters or adjust the settings yourself. I chose to increase the temperature to 0.9, which will make it more creative, more random in its text generation. And then to counteract that, I restricted the top K to 40, which limits the model to its top 40 guesses for the next word. And that's it. We have fine-tuned a machine learning model to generate sonnets. I put links in the description to the Google Colab, and again, thanks to Max Wolf for giving me this structure. In the future, I would consider placing more importance on making the poem lines follow an actual rhyme scheme, but I think that this model picked up pretty well in the poem structure, albeit freeform. Hi guys, I'm going to be looking at some examples generated by the GPT-2 model. So let's put a prefix in that's the very beginning of the poem that it will generate off of. Let's just say April. The wind's voice muffling my rasp, crushing my bones to the ground. Just to keep up the endless streams of your milk. Deep. Okay, this is a good format. Like, you can see a rough sonnet structure, like not quite quatrains, but of course the rhyme isn't there. In the side of a banana-sized tree. That would be a sight. When we had showers and dew, on a pink bunny we had flowers and touches, and moths to ward off the rays. I kept reading the news in French. Misfortune of reading a French biography. That's unfortunate. The netherworld of cricket, horse riding, and karting made me shudder. I cannot swear I remember being a member of the cricketing elite. When mental weakness is an excuse I shall not break. Deep. Well, thanks for watching. If you like those examples, subscribe. If you like the tutorial, subscribe. While I didn't create all this myself, I did help with the fine-tuning and dataset collecting. So hopefully this helped you out a bit, and if it was interesting, comment down below. Thanks for watching.